In 2003, I wrote a song called One Hit Wonder. In 2005, I put it out on a Marc with a C record called This World is Scary as Fuck. By 2007, I'd pretty much retired the damn song. I don't really feel like going into why. It takes too damn long. So around 2010, and then continuing until about 2019, when we could still do shows in rooms with people, there were always requests for this song, and I found out who two of the people were. Sierra and Christopher Berg. They told me why the song meant so much to them, ticked a bunch of boxes and rung their bells. I'm not going to tell you their personal stuff, I mean, come on. But what I will tell you is, I realized at that very moment that, well, the song likely means more to them than it ever did to me. So I bequeathed it to them. Yes, that's right, they have a sort of meta co-ownership. That's right, I've given it to them. They can't make any money off of it, because seriously, if you do figure out how to make money off of a Marc with a C song, call me. And it can't be used for any hate speech or bullying purposes, but I've met them, so I'm not concerned about that. And besides that, I don't think there's anything... Well, I don't want to dare anybody. So, here it is on camera forever and ever and ever. This one goes out to Sierra and Christopher Berg. This is One Hit Wonder by the recording act, Marc with a C, interactive singer, songwriter, storyteller. Everyone I know stumbles on a song, and they love their songs, hell I love their songs. Hit after hit, but tat for tit, and it seems that I've been getting it wrong. Now some guys are happy to hit and run, but I don't think that'd be much fun. I'd rather turn you into all the records I should have made. I don't ever wanna be your one-hit wonder. Honey, would you be my greatest hit? If I sold this song, I'd be pimping you out. Be my inspiration, darling, be my box set. Wrote my first song at the age of 14. I didn't touch that instrument again for a year. But I picked it back up and thought I knew how to use it, hoping my words could nibble her ear. But I couldn't get her to sing along, and I learned that you can't force a song. It's like writing wedding vows for a prostitute. But I don't ever wanna be your one-hit wonder. Honey, would you be my greatest hit? If I sold this song, I'd be pimping you out. Be my inspiration, darling, be my box set. I wrote a million tunes like I was practicing, so I could get them all right for you. I need you to be my capo. Oh, could you keep me in tune? You won't have to too much, just be yourself, and we'll move into the Brill building. We'll audition our songs and we'll let the neighbors watch. 'Cause I don't ever wanna be your one-hit wonder. Honey, would you be my greatest hit? If I sold this song, I'd be pimping you out. Be my inspiration, darling, I don't ever wanna be your one-hit wonder. Honey, would you be my greatest hit? If I sold this song, I'd be pimping you out. Be my inspiration, darling, be my box set. I'm recording this on September 11th of 2020. Yeah, I know. You're assuredly not seeing this on September 11th of 2020. But I think this is a fitting song for today. My today. Hopefully not whatever your today is. Hopefully by the time you can see this, we're in a much better place. This song's called Equality. put something in me, mostly metaphorical. And I think I put it into words, but then away they flow. I check my privilege and pettiness, but it's under my skin. Is anyone on earth not just trying to fit in? Well, I look up to younger folks who got things figured out. Look up after I tie my shoes so I don't keep looking down. I look like the problem, like those folks who'll never change. I look at equality and wish we could be a little more the same. You've been celebrating diversity with mostly one skin tone, while some folks can't get work depending which way their wind blows. Equalize is probably my very favorite verb, but the way some of you go at equal flat out disrespects the word. So I look up to younger folks who got things figured out. Look up after I tie my shoes so I don't keep looking down. I look like the problem, like those folks who'll never change. I look at equality and wish we could be a little more the same. Some of us do our very best and others hardly sleep. Some of us are doing fine and some have anxiety. But don't give in to what you know is wrong just so you won't get hassled by the gatekeepers in your friend group. You don't want to get canceled. So I look up to younger folks who got things figured out. I look up after I tie my shoes so I don't keep looking down. I look like the problem, like those folks who'll never change. I look at equality and wish. I look up to younger folks who got things figured out. I look up after I tie my shoes so I don't keep looking down. I look like the problem, like those folks who'll never change. I look at equality and wish we could be a little more the same. So I mentioned, I hope it's better where you are. Where's it? Where am I? Well, as I mentioned, I'm recording this on September 11th of 2020. And there's a lot of talk today specifically, about the aftershocks. I mean, truly, the 9/11 as we know it, absolutely terrible day. Just there's really no reason to think about that day and smile. There's really not. And so much came in the aftermath. And a lot of today's talk, at least when I've looked at searchable rectangular machines, has been about, boy, did our reactions to 9/11 sort of bring us here. I got to admit, I was thinking about that today. But as I don't know where the world will be when you can see this, something else had started dawning on me in 2020. I think that the events that have led to you being able to see this pocket show absolutely prove that I did not take this route much. But I did think about the role of the artist in the events of 2020. Those events and their relationship to the artist, I don't want to get too, professor-like or pretend that I think that what I do is high art, or even that pop songwriting is high art, but there is a manner of cultural preservation with what we do with writing, especially under the influence of your surroundings, your environment. I mean, isn't it wild when you look at the pop charts, say from the day, I don't know, Nixon resigned or something. Just take a big day in history and look at what the world was listening to, and you're like, there's maybe one song on the charts kind of referring to it, but all the rest are just pure escapism. Then the records from those years that tend to be highly, highly regarded, besides the obvious ones, your Zeppelins, your Floyds, things of that nature, they almost always tend to be someone who did something with that time period, made sure that we wouldn't forget, and they did so in a way that it could carry on for generations, proving that history is a bit cyclical. And I was thinking, geez, are people doing that right now? And here's why I thought that. Through 2020, when I was telling you everything, in those Song of the Week blogs, well, hey, I was doing a lot of that on Facebook. And Facebook, of course, that was the Marc with a C brand page. You know what I'm talking about. And they kill that algorithm. So everybody who signed up to see these blogs couldn't see them. The only way that I could do that, make anyone see it at all, have any reach at all, literally make it reach the people who clicked the button saying, I want to see this, was if I paid them $1 to $2 to just bump it up, make it an ad for the day. After the atrocities that occurred in the death of George Floyd and that surrounding, just that week, right? When young people especially young people, got intensely mobilized and out into the streets, I went and canceled all of those ads. But I missed one. This is the truth. I missed it. I just didn't see it. You've been on the back end of Facebook, like they move shit around all the time. And there was a comment there from a very socially conscious, much younger person. And they asked, hey, could you stop these ads until this crisis is averted? Well, friends, I'm not making light of that person. As a matter of fact, I want you to know I am being as sincere as you have ever seen the act Marc with a C be right now. I wanted to say yes, and I did. I did go cancel the ad, and I said, in response to them, at least in the comment thread, I thought I had. And that's the truth. The question I wanted to ask was, which crisis? And that led me to writing this song. I didn't get to play it much for people because, well, it's a bummer. This tune's a total fucking bummer. It'll be a bummer anytime you hear it. But I thought, maybe, since I had done so much throughout the years of portraying the persona Marc with a C, who does have this in common with Marc Sardorius, we like to think about the things that we left behind in history, physical media, or maybe even people, or attitudes that, one, are definitely better left to the annals of history, but in some cases, maybe we gave up on them too soon. I realized that there had been next to no genuine. Here's how it went down from my perspective. And that's why I am filming a version of this song, The Death of Everything. It was released as a benefit single for the ACLU, but then, well, it didn't make a lot of money, so it wasn't much of a benefit to the ACLU, and past that, the ACLU needs let me back up. I need, and people like me, need the ACLU far more than the ACLU needs totem pole bottom songwriters like the Recording Act, Marc with a C. But there's one extra reason I'm doing this, and that's because I ran this past some listeners, which I hadn't made a practice of doing in a number of years. And it was at first just like the very beginning, right? Like I think it was just a verse and a chorus, maybe. Something like that. It wasn't totally fleshed out at all. And I said, hey, is this too on the nose? And I didn't get a lot of responses, but the responses I got were very strong. And like, no, you need this out now. So I actually went completely off of my 2020 plan solely for this song. And also the single that I did, the cover of Life During Wartime. But I think this tune, I'm pretty proud of it. I want to play it for you. And it feels relevant to me today. It may not be relevant when you see this. And oh my fucking squids, I hope it's not relevant when you see this. Well, we hadn't quite reached nothing but flowers. If we're life during wartime with each passing hour. Some say we're all together, some think we're all alone. I think we're just struck down by the same stone. So no matter how much we whine, we cry, we shoot our guns and mourn. No matter how many ideas and events and dreams are just stillborn, there's a panorama happening that's fairly rarely seen, called the death of everything. I know the laundry list of things we shouldn't do. I know conspiracies, but that won't make them true. At the very least, I guess we've got a front row seat to the death of everything. We'll get real snarky trying to cancel things we think still matter. Just trying to control anything in any fucking manner. But death is the leading killer. It's the best at cancel culture, which some say does not exist, but pretty soon we can ask the vultures. We'll be picking at the bones of the strip mall nail salons and the cold dead hands stripping cold dead guns. You can only shoot the messenger temporarily before the death of everything. 'Cause I know the laundry list of things we shouldn't do. I know conspiracies, but that won't make them true. At the very least, I guess we've got a front row seat to the death of everything. They won't do it clean and quick, the cruelty is the point. And we could stop this thing, but there's no leaders to anoint, who hadn't led us here to suffer in some fashion or form, fiddling their fiddles while our communities burn. So I hope they're right about the book where they worship deities, and I hope at the very least they're made of God is fucking pleased with what happened post-translation, and they like the ironies that the tales that were mostly cautionary led to the death of everything. I know the laundry list of things I shouldn't do. I know conspiracies, but that won't make them true. At the very least, I guess I've got a front row seat to the death of everything. It's like waiting on a package that you know ain't gonna come, or fighting in a war that you know cannot be won. You already know when the ship is gonna sink, but before it does, you lift up every voice and sing through the death of everything. Am I gonna try to pick things back up with Turbo Fucked? I certainly am. We're all I wouldn't say that you're naive, but I put it in a song. How often do you gotta beat your rock bottom before you admit that we were wrong? By we, I mean to say all the mistakes you're gonna make. Every single day, assuming your chosen family is always gonna be there to stay while I'm turbo fucked. Yet we daydream like it matters, and I'm not turbo fucked, yet we ain't keep all our stupid patterns. Let's get it straight that I don't even know what we're still on about. The narrative changes, opinion follows, and the rest of us just gotta sort it out. While the information comes so fast that no one can keep up. It ain't just me, it ain't just you, we're all at least a little stuck. In fact, we're turbo fucked, yet we daydream like it matters that we're not. Turbo fucked, yet we gatekeep all our stupid patterns. Today I'm going to be closing with saying thank you so much for your time, attention. I hope you've had a good time here today. I know this is darker than most things that have the Marc with a C name on it, but you could probably chalk that up to the date I'm recording it. I would not imagine that all pocket shows will be this way. And as a result of me knowing just how dark this really is, I'm going to close today with something far more lighthearted, or intended to be far more lighthearted. Just need a quick sip of throat coat tea, and seriously, if you are out there, the traditional medicinals brand who makes my favorite kind of throat coat tea, and you want a sponsor, I will pause my intermission to make commercials and jingles for you. That's right. Only for the makers of throat coat tea. That has to sound great on a condenser microphone. So, I began today talking about hearing requests for songs that you didn't really anticipate hearing. But, I went through, like, the entirety of 2020. The whole 2020. Only, I think I'm right about this. It could have been 2, but I'm pretty sure I only did 1 show in front of people in the entire year of 2020. I mean, with them in the same room as me, and that was in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure that's the only one. I just at this point in time, I didn't go back and look because I didn't think to keep record, because I thought, oh, well, I'm going to tour and all that stuff. Right. So, but dig it, since I didn't, and we couldn't do shows, and when I think about what took place at the Minnesota show, 2020 has been the first year where I have played songs where nobody in the back of the crowd yelled for the song Freebird. Oh, they might have done it on live streams and the chat function and things like that, but nobody in the same room was able to create the confusion of saying, play Freebird. Why does that get under my skin so much? I don't know. Lots of people have done this. I mean, truly. I wrote a song called Freebird in reaction to that joke that apparently everyone doesn't think is funny, but everyone does. And hey, I've been guilty of it too. Some of you have seen me do it. I didn't practice what I preached about this one. But I thought, hey, if I go at another song called Freebird, then technically I'm poning the heckler and yada yada yada. Well, I wrote that around, I want to say 2011, 2012, and I was not alone. Other people did that too. Double Clicks wrote this rad song called The Guy Who Yelled Freebird, and Marianne Call, right around the same time, had a song on her album Something Fierce. I think it was on Something Fierce, called Freebird. There was just something in the water. I don't think I was aware when I was writing this that there were other things like this out there. But mine is, I don't know. I don't think it's any more special than those. But this one's mine, and I can play it on camera, so I'm going to do that today. Because in case at any point during this video you've been yelling at the screen, Marc, play Freebird. I didn't hear you, but here's Freebird. And really, I will tell you, I think the Double Click song, The Guy That Yelled Freebird, beats the snot out of my Freebird joke. So if you haven't heard it, you've got a task for when this video is over. All right, let's roll. my avian allergies, in case you all ain't heard. Oh, loving home is preferred. You don't have to be rich, just fill his birdseed dish, then you got yourself a bird. Oh, and this bird you'll never change. Mr. Saturday Night Special. This bird is totally free, that's my decree. So I'll say grazie, grazie, if you'll just relieve my avian allergies, in case you all ain't heard. Well, I'm giving away a bird. It's totally free to take my parakeet. Yeah, I'm giving away a bird. I'm giving away a bird. I'm giving away a bird. With all due respect to Ronnie Van Zant. Thanks, everybody. Right now, I'm Marc with a C. Right now, I think you're fantastic. And right now, best wishes to each and every one of you. I made a lot of music over 21 years. Please visit marcwithac.com if you'd like to enjoy some more. I made a movie called The Obscurity Show. It's, truthfully, if I have to be remembered a certain way, if I have to be remembered at all, if we get to choose our legacies. Like Frank Zappa once said, people like Reagan, they're concerned with how they're going to be remembered. And I guess I don't really care how you feel about what I've done. I just care that it has a chance to continue to exist. But if it's ever hit you in a way that was positive, had a good impact on your life, or you're just discovering it right now and it's doing those things, deeply and sincerely, I would love to thank you for even giving it a shot. Because I know that if you run into what I do, you were a little bit left of center and you weren't being careful, because algorithms are not designed for you to run into people that do the not normal things that I do. I hope you're all well, and now your regularly scheduled awkward walk to the camera. Night, everybody.